Hey guys, I'm Nicolas.
I'm Luisa.
And we're two creative minds, and for this video, we decided to make a top 10 of our all-time favorite Disney movies. We just made the list right now, so they can be a little shaky, and they're not the best. But yeah, we're excited. We have Disney gear, she has the ears, and we will be excluding some films, which are...
We're excluding Pixar movies, series such as the Indiana Jones movies, Star Wars, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
We're just focusing on original classical Disney animation creations.
So no remakes.
No remakes, like no live actions.
We're going to be saying our honorable mentions. Then we're going from 10 through 6, and we're going to discuss it. And then we're going 5 to 1. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so we haven't seen each other's lists. We know each other pretty well, so we know like what are our favorite movies and the ones we know are gonna be on the lists. So we're gonna start off with the honorable mentions. We have 4 honorable mentions, and this is really tough. Some honorable mentions for me is Pinocchio, Tangled, Moana, and The Nightmare Before Christmas. I decided to put The Nightmare Before Christmas because when it's Halloween time, that movie can easily be in my top 10, but when it's like in the summer, I don't really like watch that movie. So if you guys if the video would have been like 3 weeks ahead, I would have put The Nightmare Before Christmas in my list.
My honorable mentions are Bambi, Dumbo, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty.
Ooh, classic.
Yes,
Yeah.
I went all classic.
Absolutely.
I was gonna write some down that my brother had, like Tangled. Tangled is one of my favorite Disney movies. Here's my phone. I have like a little Rapunzel sticker. I don't know if you can see it, that my cousin gave me. Like, a lot of people know that it's one of my favorites. But I really wanted to go classical Disney movies. And I also love The Nightmare Before Christmas. In Disneyland, I don't know if they have it in Disney World, but in the holidays season, they put the Haunted Mansion, they decorated as The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is really fun. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. But like I said, I went all classic for my honorable mentions. And Bambi and Dumbo, they're in that list because they're so iconic and they're really good movies. They're really sad, but I mean, most Disney movies are kind of tragic in some ways. Like, yeah, that's just the way Disney is. Cinderella, because, I mean, I think a lot of people, when they think of Disney, they think of that movie. And I also put Sleeping Beauty because when I was young, I loved that movie. Like, I was even Sleeping Beauty once for Halloween. And I remember being, like, in kindergarten and just, like, I took my my Sleeping Beauty book to school. And I was, like, dressed up as that. It was really fun.
Okay, since we got the honorable mentions out of the way, we're going to be saying our number 10 to our number 6 in order. So my sister will go first.
Okay, number 10, Lady and the Tramp. I mean, it's a really cute movie. The spaghetti dining scene, it's adorable, man. It's just really cute. Peter Pan, number 9. It's one of my favorite Disneyland rides. I love that movie. The idea of never growing up and Neverland, and it's a really good movie.
Peter Pan, number 9?
Yeah, did you think it was going to be higher?
I thought it was going to be number 1.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of that movie, but I mean, I guess some of them just beat them out of the way. Number 8, The Jungle Book. I mean, I think a lot of you understand why it's in my list. It's a really good movie, really good characters, really good music. I love it. The Little Mermaid. I think it's one of my brother's favorite. It's not my favorite princess, but I like the idea of what she stands for and how she wanted more adventure, and she didn't stay in her surroundings but actually wanted to go further. And I also have Snow White, which I think should be higher because it's the first Disney movie. It's iconic. It's literally what started it all. But, you know, like I keep on saying, there's other good movies.
So you're basically like the Disney Vault.
Basically the Disney Vault.
Okay, for number 10, I have the Goofy movie. I grew up watching the Goofy movie, and I loved it. It's funny, and Goofy I think is one of my favorite characters. Number 9, I have Peter Pan as well. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but I just remember the Disneyland ride, and I love that ride. So when I see the Peter Pan movie then I go to the ride. It connects perfectly, and I really like that movie. Number 8, I have The Jungle Book. The remake is amazing. It would have been if we would have made remakes into the list. The Jungle Book would have been really high, but the cartoon itself is adorable, and I love that movie. Number 7, I have The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I love that movie. Pooh is a great character. So is Tigger, and Christopher Robin is really underrated, and he's just a very sweet boy. And on number 6, I have Zootopia. It's one of the newest Disney movies, and it's such a really great film. Like, it has like some messages that maybe kids won't understand until they're older. Like, it has like racism jokes, not jokes, like statements. The concept, and it's just a really fun idea of how Disney made such a strong idea into a cartoon. Okay, for our top 5 movies, we're going to go hand in hand. So one movie, then one movie, to make it more suspenseful. It's going to be exciting, and I don't know what she has at her top 5 since I thought Peter Pan was going to be there. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, number 5, Aladdin.
Number 5, Beauty and the Beast.
Number 4, Tarzan.
Number 4, The Lion King.
Number 3, Pinocchio.
Number 3, Tarzan.
Number 2, Beauty and the Beast.
Number 2, The Little Mermaid.
And number 1, my all-time favorite, The Lion King.
And number 1, the movie that I think is the best by Disney animation, Aladdin. Okay, let's discuss it. So you had Aladdin at number 5, and I had Aladdin at number 1. The soundtrack, basically. My top 5 are just because of the soundtrack and of the film. Like The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, and Aladdin. The films were great, but the soundtrack really flowed with the movie, especially in Tarzan, because a lot of people won't have Tarzan in their top 10, but I have it because of the soundtrack.
Yeah, like, I think the Tarzan, I think I've mentioned this in other, no, I've mentioned this with my family, but the Tarzan soundtrack, like, the music of the movie, it gives it such a strong, like, it's amazing. Phil Collins did a great job. The songs are just incredible. They make me cry, like.
And I still can't believe that Jane is not even a Disney princess.
Considered Disney princess. I mean,
it's a shame.
Justice for Jane. # justice for Jane.
I mean, she technically married the king of the jungle. So, I mean, like,
and if you go by the theory that Tarzan is related to Anna and Elsa, come on.
You guys should see that theory if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good Disney theories out there, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I put it number 5, Aladdin, because it's a really good movie. My brother said, the soundtrack, and actually there's a Broadway show of Aladdin that I'm trying to go to. I think it's gonna be in Los Angeles next year, so hopefully we can go to that. And I mean, the genie, the Prince Ali, Friend and Me, Jafar, like, really good movie. Yeah, A Whole New World. Come on, that's like, when I think of Disney movies and music, I think of that song, definitely. Yeah. I put Tarzan at number 4 because, like, we just keep on saying it's a great movie. Yeah. Pinocchio, for me, I love the Disneyland ride, and I think it has, like, such a, like, this is gonna sound super cheesy, but, like, the Disney magic. I feel like it's so present in that movie.
Yeah, because when you enter the ride, like, the first door, it's freezing, and I always remember that in the because all the other rides don't have that, like, feel. Because when you enter that Pinocchio ride, you are freezing. It's super cold in there. That's why I mean, I know it's, like, cheesy, but that's how I remember the ride. Just the cold there. Okay, the toughest thing I had to do in my list is put Tarzan above The Lion King. I know it's really tough, but just movie Tarzan, I love that movie so much. And The Lion King, don't get me wrong, it's a great, people consider it one of the best movies of all time. But yeah, I love it. And I just realized that none of us have Frozen in our honorable mention or the top 10 lists. Why?
Personally, I don't know why you don't have it, but like personally speaking, and maybe you can relate to this. I feel Frozen is a great movie, don't get me wrong. It has really good soundtrack, really good characters. I'm excited to see what the second movie has to bring. But
They're making a second?
yeah, Frozen 2. And they're making the short in
Why
front of
does
Coco.
Disney do that? They just ruin it. Like, Aladdin has 3 movies. Then The Lion King has a ton of movies.
Like Lion King 1.5.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
Like, Disney, I'm pointing at you. If you stop making 1 and 2s, just make original content like you've always had. I'm sorry.
Anyways, going back to the Frozen thing, I think it's a great movie, but maybe it's getting too much hype for me.
Yeah.
I think it's getting too much hype,
I mean,
and it's becoming way too popular in a way.
I
think there's other movies that deserve more recognition, especially in the Disney category.
the soundtrack's great.
The soundtrack, like Let It Go, when I first heard that,
Fixer Upper, I love it.
I love, like, Love is an Open Door. That's such a catchy song. We always sing it, like, he does, like, we do it, like, in a duet. You get me? Like, it's a great movie, but I think more movies deserve more recognition, and that's the reason I don't have it in my top 10.
It's not that it's overrated. It's just you should give other opportunities to other films, because I bet you a lot of people don't have Tarzan or maybe even the Goofy movie in like their list. Because honestly, if you think about the Goofy movie, it's a great film, even though some people think it's cheesy or it's just a like Disney Channel movie. But no, if you actually watch it, it's a really great movie.
It's really funny. Like,
yeah.
The what's it called? The song that I love from that Open Road?
Yeah,
On the
Open Road.
something like that. I put it once in the car, and it was just really funny. Like, it's a great movie. And going back to the Frozen thing, a lot of people, like, when they first think of Disney movies, especially right now, and like with today's children, I feel like a lot of young girls are just focusing on Frozen instead of like acknowledging that there's other really good movies, such as like Snow White, or I don't have it on my list, but like Alice in Wonderland,
Cinderella,
or The Little Mermaid. You got me?
Thank God we just did classical movies, because if we had to put Pixar, I couldn't have done this list.
Yeah. So my number 1, as you guys know, is The Lion King. It's just, oh my gosh, it's my favorite Disney movie for so many reasons. My favorite Disney song comes from that movie, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Elton John. Amazing. Beautiful. That movie makes me cry so much, especially like when Mufasa dies. Scar, don't even get me started. Like, iconic. Brings the message of like family and betrayal. And Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa, oh, he's just a great character.
Hakuna Matata. Simba, Nala. So many good characters, come on. I Just Can't Wait to Be King gets me like so happy. Like, that's literally one of the songs I put when I'm having like a bad day or a bad moment, and it just gets me like super energized. Yeah. And yeah, it's a great movie.
And I put Aladdin in number 1 because the soundtrack's great. I think it has the best villain in all of Disney, Jafar. And I love like the comeback story of Aladdin, who was just like a poor person, and he became to be like the king of the village. And I realized that every Disney movie has like a different culture. Like Frozen was in the there's some movies that were in the same like in the same time area, but Mulan, you have Aladdin, you have The Lion King, Tarzan, you have even Moana, Tangled. I mean, Disney can incorporate so many different elements and always make a great film, which I'm looking forward to with the next movies, even though they're not making as much Disney princesses as I've hoped for, because Disney princess movies are the best, because it's not just about the film, it's also about the soundtrack, which every Disney princess has a great soundtrack, and that's what I think truly makes the Disney such a great company, because of their soundtracks. Every list here in my top 10 has a soundtrack except Zootopia and the Goofy movie, which they do have songs.
Yeah, definitely. Like my brother was saying, every movie, not just Disney movies, like the music a movie has makes it 10 times better.
That's what George Lucas said.
George Lucas, like the
just everything. Like if a movie has a good soundtrack, not just like a song like with lyrics, just a good score in every film, it's gonna be a great movie.
I mean, can you imagine Grease without movie? I know it's a musical, but that's what makes
Jaws.
That's what makes movies so interesting. It's all, of course, it's also what it's about, the characters, but the music itself.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that you can listen to a song and just go back to a specific moment and make you feel the same thing that you felt when you first watched that movie. I think that's incredible. So
yeah. So we finished our top 10 list. Here is mine if you guys want to see the list. Oh wait, it's backwards, but we'll fix that.
And here's mine. It's also backwards. Kind of got the king and the Lion King kind of got erased. But.
This is a very tough thing. If you guys want to see more top 10, we can do probably Pixar or Harry Potter. We haven't even done Harry Potter videos.
We can rank the episodes of Star Wars.
Yeah, we can rank them if you guys like these videos, and if you want, we can give explanations of the movies. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to have a
creative mind. Thank
Bye.
you.